We're talking turkey today, and I'm gonna show you how not to f it up. Y'all, I'm gonna show you how to set up your turkey for success, whether you're doing it in the oven, whether you're doing the smoker, on the grill, whatever. First thing you gotta do is set it up, dry brine it, give it all the love it needs. And that's the start of this video and the end of it. I'm gonna show you how to get this bird spatchcocked. I'm gonna show you how to make a compound butter with a bunch of herbs and some good barbecue seasoning in there. I'm gonna show you how to put that compound butter in said bird underneath the skin, right? And then I'm gonna show you how we salt it up. Well, we're gonna put it in the refrigerator uncovered overnight. And that's called dry brining. And I feel like that's an oxymoron every time I say it, because brining is the actual putting it in a brining liquid. Dry brining is actually pulling moisture out of it. So it's that conundrum I deal with every year. But I always dry brine. Anybody asks me whether which way I prefer, using a traditional brine or dry brine, dry brining is the way for me every single freaking time. It may work out for you, but for me, dry brining gets all the flavor in there, and it gives us a nice crispy skin when we get it on that smoker. So this video is just about setting up your bird for success. The next video will be cooking the bird, and more than likely it'll be done in my Ninja wood fire grill. So I'll put a link for that video up there. When it's out, you can check on it, see how we finish up this bird. But I think we need to get started. Before we start getting into this bird, I want to go ahead and make that compound butter for it. So right about now, I got about a pound of that Kerrygold butter that I let soften and get almost melty. Now we need to chop up the herbs to put in there. So come on down here and let's get that going. So we got some rosemary, some thyme, a little bit of sage. So I'm gonna go ahead and give all this stuff a nice rough chop. Get it pretty finely chopped. So if you have like a food processor or a mill you want to use, go for it. So that went ahead and started those. I'm gonna peel some of this rosemary off, get that in there. We're just looking for a few healthy sprigs worth. And the same with the thyme. Take a top of the sprig here, and just use your thumbs to pull them back. Just give them a rough chop. They're going in the butter together. So we got our sage, rosemary, and thyme. Just give it a good chop. Wow, that's looking about right there. Got our softened butter here. Go in with your herbs. Nice and finely chopped up. Since we're smoking this, I'm gonna use some Comp Bird Shake. Okay, this is gonna be great in this compound butter. And I'll put a link down below for Uncle Steve's Comp Bird Shake. And we're going with the healthy tablespoon of it. And this is gonna add such great color to the meat too. And all we're doing is just giving it a stir. Get it nice and incorporated. And then while we're prepping the bird, it'll have time to kind of sit, get all those flavors kind of marrying together, get to know each other in there. And it'll be ready. That's the goodness we're looking for. We got the bird here. Already, took it out of the package, dried it off a bit. Now we're gonna do the spatchcocking. Okay, I know we've done it before on the channel, and I'm sure you've seen it or probably done it before. But basically, we're just taking out the backbone. Now, the first thing I like to do is get a nice sharp knife and just start kind of tracing my way down the backbone where I'm gonna want to do the cuts with my kitchen shears, or poultry shears, I guess you'd call it. Having a little, guiding line like this helps out. You could probably get it started, get those rib cage bones cut. Okay. Now it's time to bust out these poultry shears. These guys are pretty dang sharp. Be careful. And if you don't have poultry shears, I'll put a link down below, but you can see how it's going through that pretty easily. Towards the back here where like your thigh is, there's a big bone right there where you're gonna have to really force it and push through. So again, just another time to be careful. Might have to kind of get a little leverage in there. But this is where having a good pair of shears, poultry scissors here, really make a difference. So you can get through those tough spots. There we go. Sometimes you just got to use that good old brute force. You know what I'm saying? Cut that off. Now, y'all keep this for stock if you want. I know a lot of people say I'm going to use it for stock and they don't. It's like when they trim a brisket and, yeah, we're going to keep this for tallow. No, you're not. You're going to throw all that fat away. The next thing is take our really sharp knife and just go right in the middle of this breastplate and give it a little nick. All right, little. Makes it a little easier when you turn it over. Flip that bird over, right? And you're just going to give it a little CPR. Crack that bird. Crack that breastbone in half. All right, there's your beautiful spatchcocked turkey. Now let's get this thing doctored up. Now is the time we get to have a little fun. We're gonna get in there with our fingers and just kind of split the skin away from the actual meat. So you can see how my fingers are in there. All right, and just work it all the way down. There's a little membrane in there you kind of gotta poke through. You don't wanna rip that skin. Obviously be careful about that, but you can see the meat going in there. Again, on this side, you can see my fingers where it's pushing through the skin. You just want to loosen all of that up before you even start worrying about the compound butter or anything like that. And I go pretty far down. I don't want it to go all the way because I don't want it to kind of leak out of the bottom. But you want to have a pretty healthy pocket in there. And if anybody wonders, this is about a 12-pound bird. And then the same thing over here with the thigh. You just want to find a little spot where you can kind of push through the membrane. And it'll lead you into the leg, right, where you can shove all that good compound butter in there. You see how I got it going right here? All right, so we got nice pockets there. Let's get this last one over here on this thigh. Tore a little of the meat. Oh, well. Yeah, just be careful of that. Start pulling back on that skin on the legs. Make a nice pocket. Okay, now is the down and dirty spot. We got our beautiful butter to use. And there's really no clean way of doing this, guys. You're gonna get a little dirty. That's why I choose to use these gloves. We just take that butter and shove it all the way down. Use your offhand to kind of smush it down a little bit. Come in with the breast. Kind of do little bits at a time. And that way, if you need to throw some more in there, you can. And it's an interesting, fun time here. You're playing with some kind of slimy stuff here. And some's gonna get on your board. It's not a big deal. Get a little bit more over here on this thigh. Put another little glob in the breast. And this stuff right here is gonna make the best gravy mix when it starts kind of rendering out of there and flavoring your birds. Don't worry so much about putting stuff in the wings. It's a pain in the ass. I don't want to do it. Time to transfer our bird to a wire rack. Now, you guys, if you don't use this, use like a cookie, like a cooling rack over a cookie sheet. But yeah, something like this, it's the most beneficial. Okay. Hopefully you get like a bigger one than I have right here. But this will do the trick for now. Having this on a rack like this allows air to get underneath, right? And of course over. So when you put this in the fridge, it starts pulling out all that moisture. Obviously has a place to go. So we're gonna get a little kosher salt on there. This is what the dry brine is all about. It's putting salt on your bird. It pulls out moisture and then it pulls back in the flavor of the salt. And then as it's doing that, all that butter, all those herbs, the seasonings in the compound butter will start absorbing in there too. So this is how you get like a foolproof, juicy, flavorful bird. So we're gonna go in with just a light coating all the way through, right? Nothing crazy. Just get it on. Give it a little patty pat. All right, all salted up. Birdie's ready to go in the refrigerator. This is the part where we wait. So for me, it'll be 24 hours. For you, it'll be a second, maybe two. So stick around. But guys, I'm telling you, this is the way to go. All right. Hear me now, believe me later. So let's get this in the fridge. and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, like I said, in a couple seconds. So there it stays. We'll see you in 24 hours. Y'all, it's the next day. We got our beautiful birdie out of the refrigerator. Now, taking a look at it, you can see that skin tightened up a bit in there. The air hit it, that salt absorbed. There's a little bit of moisture on top too. So we've pulled out some of that moisture, added some of that flavor in there, especially with that nice compound butter underneath. One thing I didn't show you when we were putting the salt on it was salting the other side. Make sure you get both sides of your bird when you're adding that kosher salt to it. I totally forgot to mention that, but here we are. So basically we were done. We need to set this up for the smoker. This is, we'll call it part one to the video. A couple other hacks that I want you to kind of pay attention to is get yourself one of these thermometers. Now this is a Twin TempSpike by Thermopro. It's a Bluetooth wireless thermometer. You stick it in the breast, you stick one in the leg or the thigh, so you get those internal temperatures you want. For the holidays, they got some special going on right now where you buy one of these, get one free. So I'll have a link down below to the Thermopro. Check it out. You get one for yourself, get one, give it away to someone on your family that likes grilling or roasting or smoking or whatever. So it's a hell of a deal, for real. The next hack I want to share with you is the internal temperature you want to cook it to. Now with the thigh and the leg meat, it can go over that 165, so don't stress about that. But for the breast meat, my biggest thing for you is pull it when it hits like 157 to 160, okay, in that area. And then when you pull it out and let it rest, because you're gonna let your bird rest for at least 20 minutes or so, that carryover temperature will take it to that 165 where you want to be. So you let it rest, let that carryover take it where it needs to be, and then you'll have a perfectly juicy turkey every time. The worst thing you could do is overcook that bird. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. Real quick, if you want to become a show producer like all the awesome turkey loving people scrolling in front of me, people that know spatchcocking their turkey and dry brining it is the right way to go. There are two ways to join up. Either you hit that Patreon link in my video description or that join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should have already hit by now. But other than that, guys, we're done. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving or whatever holiday you're going to be cooking a turkey for. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for cooking with CJ. Take care.